Let's talk about number 6. We're nearly finished. We're doing well. Goals. Talk about goals a little bit, and then we're going to leave you with some top 10 tips for success in how to become successful on your journey in Arkworld. And after this training, there'll be other trainings and things we do. This is really part 1, your first rung on the ladder of success in Arkworld. This is where business training begins, and I hope you get a lot out of it. Goals. Plan the work, then work the plan. We've all heard that, right? Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You should always set personal and professional goals. Write them down. Always. Looking back, you know, one of the greatest signs of growth, what you've accomplished in life, is looking back at old goal lists. Just to give you something funny on that, I remember I wrote one at 18. It said, get a suit. When I first got into business, they get a suit, get a briefcase. That was another one, something like that. Or go on a plane. I'd never been on a plane, right, at all. And that was one of my first goals. Now I look back on that, you can think, boy, I've grown, right? I mean, imagine that. Write down your list. They're a great way to see how much you change and grow over the years. Personal goals and financial goals. And when you write goals, and they're important, by the way, they're not just some sort of salesy thing to do. It is important to have some goals for yourself. 90-day goal financially is a good one. 6 months, first year, and long term too, 2 to 5 years. Excuse me. Work out where you want to be in the marketing plan. There are 7 positions in the company, right? Work out which one you want to get to, but put a clock on it. When you want to achieve that by. You know, we've been talking a long time here now. And if you are watching this on YouTube, by the way, well done. Good for you. You're taking this seriously. But it is important because I'm not here to sell you short. I could do some fancy half-an-hour video, but this is a business training. And you need it. We all do. I did. You know, I wouldn't waste your time with it. If you want to be successful in this business or in any other business in the world, you need to know the truth. And the truth shall set you free. You know, you've got to go to work and apply this and learn it bit by bit as I did. And anyone can do it. But you want to have a plan, right? You want to, it's very important to me as a young kid to know where I wanted to be and try and get there and put a plan together. And your sponsor can help you. I can help you. The company can help you. But you know, it's great you're taking it seriously. If you've got a dream, as I said, put a clock on it. Your first goal as a distributor should be to qualify as executive, which you've already spoken about. Executive position is where your income really takes off, where you earn the top retail profits and royalties. You know, it's really where you become one of Arkworld's future leaders in the company. You have to keep going though, but it's the first real big step. Qualify as quickly as possible too. Don't mess around with it. You get to 40% quickly. It's better than making 20%, right? Tips to remember with goals. And I've got, how many have I got here? 10 for you, okay? So if you're taking notes, here's some tips for you with goals. 10 of them. Things are done in inches. If I adjust my chair, things are done in inches. They're not done in yards. Going to take some time, number one. Number two, don't have a limit. Because if you do, you'll always reach it. I tell you, I see people say, well, I'll give it 3 months. So I can save you the time, right? Don't bother doing it like that. I'll give you 6 months. Someone said, last year, I'll give it 6 months if it works. I said, don't bother. You're going to fail. Don't put a lid on it, right? You can't do that. You do it until, right? You succeed. You keep going, no matter what it takes. You can see it, you can sell it. In other words, keep going. Number three, without goals, you're like a ship without a rudder. You'll go anywhere the wind takes you. Basically, you have no direction in life. Set your sail, steer well. No matter what comes your way, no matter what the winds blow, just keep going. You know, what winds come in. You know, over the last couple of years, we've had the winds of lockdowns, viruses, sessions, lots of things going on. And it's hard to say this because I know a lot of people have had some sadness and tragedy around it, and I don't mean any disrespect, I don't. But try not to let circumstances around you affect your destination. Believe me, they will if you let them. Keep going. Why is it one person succeeds in a recession and another doesn't? Because they keep, it's not about, and they're in the same company with the same product. They understand, they keep going, right? They keep steering well. They don't, the same winds blow on all of us. I don't have different winds blow on me to you, right? You got to keep going. Number 4, find the land of fortune, you need a map. In other words, plan of action. How, and if you don't know how to do that, or you've got someone in your business and they need some direction, get together, help each other out with this. Speak to us at the company, but have some kind of plan of action here. Number 5, don't worry how you're going to achieve these goals at all, by the way. Write this down. You've got a strong enough reason why. The hows always take care of themselves. You got a strong enough reason why the hows always work themselves out. They do. You don't have to know how. There's a lot of things I didn't have a clue how to do them. I just learned it as I went along. Because if you really want it, you got a good reason behind it, you'll find a way every single time. Number 6, you're going to see a lot of rough seas sometimes on this journey. Don't worry about that. That's natural. They'll pass. Adversity is only there to make the success of the end of it sweeter. Don't worry about adversity. Easy to say, right? Huge things come. There's personal tragedies, deaths in the family. I know, I've been there. Don't forget why I started Arkworld. I lost my dad to liver cancer. I know what adversity is about. My life's been threatened. They lost the company several times. People trying to steal the products. I've been through adversity. I won't bore you with heaps of it. But you got to keep going. Don't let it affect you. Pass the test. You can't have the testimony without the test. Say that again. You can't have the testimony without the test. You can't. It's all part of it. You won't reach Jordan without the wilderness. Ain't going to happen. It's the fun part, right? The bigger the problem. Number 7, the bigger the paycheck. An old friend of mine would laugh at me saying that. It's an old phrase that is, don't shy away from problems. Right? It's a tendency we all have, shying away from every problem comes on. It's the difference between making a living and a fortune. Don't shy away from problems. See how many you can get into to solve. Right? It's a solution we want to be focusing on, not the problem anyway. If your problem each day is what you're going to have for lunch, guess what? Your income isn't going to look that good for all. If your income is your problem is building a distributorship and taking products right across America, Europe, and the globe, and making whatever. It's not about the money, but say you had a lucrative goal in mind. That's a pretty big problem. You solve that, the results are phenomenal. Bigger the problem, bigger the paycheck. If you wanted to help 1,000 churches, for example, and tithe to all of them with all the finances you're going to make from Arkworld. And I've got my own goals and my own, I won't go into things I want to do. They're big problems. Bigger the problem, bigger the paycheck. You solve it, what a reward. Number 8, suffer for your ark. We all have a tendency in life to stay away from the word suffering. Suffering's a good thing. I don't know how, it's almost, I wonder how we've been trained sometimes as kids. Maybe it's in our DNA, I don't know. Because, suffering equals personal and spiritual growth, not in victory. You never grow in victory. It's in what you learn as you grow along. It's the hardships that make us. We all know that. We've heard it before. Number 9, things don't just happen in life. Things happen just. It's up to you. I can't do it for you. Company can't do it for you. We've got the best products the money can buy. Greatest products ever been designed in this industry. We've got a marketing plan pays out more than any company of its kind on earth. We do promotions that no company will do for you. Some people, I heard Jules earlier on say maybe we give away too much. You may have a point, right? I mean, we do a lot for distributors that other companies don't do, right? Understand what you got in your hands. It's up to you. Number 10, go to work on you. Don't just work on your products and marketing plan and business. The only variable here is you, because I'm telling you, there's someone just like you with the same talent, same background, same education, or similar at least, that's doing really well or has done in Arkworld or in this industry in the same time frame, and they're making 10 times the income or 10 times the success. That's why. Could be you. Maybe you'll be the one that's doing 10 times better. You see my point? You got to go to work on you. The only variable is you, me, ourselves. We have to look in the mirror and say, okay, you know what? There's some changes needed. For things to change, you've got to change. I said it before. For things to get better, you've got to get better.